So hi friends, welcome you all to this geography course by Get Into AIS. Okay, so today we'll be dealing with the first chapter. We'll be starting our geography course with the first chapter, which is the Earth and the universe. Okay, so in this chapter we'll be covering very basic things. Okay, so first let me start about very basic how this universe has been formed, what is galaxy, what is the sun, what is Earth. These things we'll be discussing. Okay, so first I'll put out a basic question. How this universe has been formed. Okay, so there are many theories, but a widely accepted theory is, you all know, which is the Big Bang theory. This theory has been widely accepted. So what is this theory? This theory explains how this universe has been formed. Okay, so this theory has been put forward by Hubble. Okay, what he says that before 13.7 million years ago, okay, there was a point of singularity, something called a point of singularity. Okay, something like this. Okay, this is known as point of singularity, and this point of singularity had so much of gravitational force. Okay, so it could attract every particles in space. Okay, in space initially there were so much of dust particles, heavy metals, so much of objects were present. Okay, these all the objects were attracted to a single point known as the point of singularity. So all the objects were attracted towards this. This gravitational force was so intense. Okay, so all the objects were attracted towards a single point of singularity, and one point of time all the objects accumulated, and the pressure, obviously the pressure will go up when all the objects were accumulated, and also the density was high. Density also became high. Okay, so what happened is, within a fraction of a second, okay, this process was building gradually, and one day within a fraction of a second a big bang happened. What is this bang? Which is an explosion. Okay, like FUT. The big bang happened, and all the objects which was attracted were, what to say, scattered in space in a fraction of a second. All this was scattered. In what way all these objects were scattered? According to their mass. Okay, every object will have a particular mass. Depending on its mass, it will have its own gravitational force. Okay, depending on this gravitational force, every objects were scattered in the space. Okay, so now we will see, this is the way the universe has been born. Okay, so now we will see what is this galaxy. Okay, actually there are many stars in this. Okay, so these stars were scattered according to their gravitational force. Okay, so a cluster of stars, okay, a group of stars are known as galaxies. Okay, so in universe is nothing but a totality of everything is known as universe. Inside the universe, I will write like this. Okay, so this is the universe, totality of everything. Okay, inside the universe there were many galaxies. Galaxies were nothing but a group of stars. Okay, so what galaxy we are living in, that galaxy is known as the Milky Way galaxy. Okay, inside that galaxy is the biggest star known as the sun. So sun is a star by itself. Sun was there. Okay, sun is a star inside the Milky Way galaxy. Okay, so sun have its own gravitational force. Okay, so depending on its gravitational force, there were many planets attracted towards that sun. So sun, and what are the planets revolving around that sun? These all are known as the solar system. Am I clear? Universe is nothing but totality of everything. Inside the universe there are many galaxies. What is this galaxies? Galaxies are a cluster of stars. Okay, in those galaxies what we are living is known as the Milky Way galaxy. Inside the Milky Way galaxy is one of the stars is the sun. It is the biggest star, and depending on the gravitational force of that sun, it is attracting the planet, and all the planets are revolving around the sun. This is known as the solar system. So I have made clear what is universe, what is galaxy, what are stars, what is the sun. Sun is also a star. So things revolving around the sun, that is known as the solar system. This is the very basic, and how the universe has been born is by this Big Bang theory. So now we will go into this solar system. Okay, the family of the sun is known as the solar system. Now we will be dealing with the solar system. So in solar system I told there is sun. Okay, there are many planets revolving around the sun, that we will be seeing now. Now we will see about this solar system and the planets revolving around the sun. Okay, as you can see from this diagram, sun is here and these are the planets. Okay, so you can see I have written there are totally 8 planets, not 9 planets. There are totally 8 planets. The last planet, Pluto, okay, that has been removed the planet status in 2006 by the Astronomical Unit Association. Okay, So now there are only 8 planets. Okay, so what happens is, first 4 planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars, which are nearer to the Sun, they are known as the inner planets. Okay, and this chain like things what you are seeing is known as the asteroid belt. Okay, so beyond this asteroid belt there are again 4 planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus and Neptune. These planets are known as the outer planets. So this is the division of the planets, totally 8 planets, 4. Why these are known as inner planets means because these are close to the Sun. So what happens is, basically the difference between inner and outer planets is, these inner planets are rocky while these outer planets are gaseous in form. So basically what is the difference between these inner and outer planets is, these inner planets which are Mercury, Venus, Earth and Mars are rocky in structure. Okay, why these are rocky in structure? And also they are smaller in size when compared to your outer planets. Outer planets are gaseous and also they are very big in size. So what is the reason is, every planet will have its own gravitational force. I told in earlier session also, I told in Big Bang Theory what happened, all these objects present in that point of singularity were scattered like anything based on their gravitational force. Okay, so all these planets will have their own gravitational force and it will be attracting the object towards itself. Every planet will attract the object. So what happens in these 4 planets is, Sun is very close, so there will be solar winds from the Sun, also known as the solar flares. Okay, that will be so strong in these areas. So these solar flares will overtake the gravitational force of these 4 planets. So what happens is, these 4 planets gravitational force will not work that much. So these 4 planets will not be able to attract the object that easily. Okay, that's why only these 4 planets can attract only very harder, very rocky and more denser particle. That's the reason why these 4 planets are known as the terrestrial planets. Okay, on the other hand, these outer 4 planets are known as the gaseous planets. Okay, these 4 planets are known as terrestrial planets because it can attract only the rocky denser particle. So these 4 planets will be rocky in structure. Okay, so UPSC may ask, what is the reason behind the terrestrial, the inner planets being so terrestrial or so rocky? What is the reason? Because of the solar winds. Since the solar winds are more than the gravitational pull of these 4 planets, they are rocky and they are very smaller in size because they can't attract more objects. They can attract only smaller, denser particles. On the other hand, these 4 planets, since they are away from the Sun, these solar winds or solar flares will not affect that much on the gravitational force of these 4 planets. So these 4 planets can easily pull all the material, they can easily attract all the gaseous forms. That's why these planets can attract more gaseous form and this will be more gaseous in nature. Okay, that's why you can see these 4 planets will be so large in size. These 4 planets will be so small in size. So UPSC can ask this thing between the terrestrial planets, and this is also known as the Jovian planets. These outer 4 planets are also known as Jovian planets. These 4 planets are known as the terrestrial planets. Okay, they are also known as gaseous planets. There are different names for that. So now we will see individually, and also there are no satellites. You know satellites. Satellites are these individual planets will have their own satellites which will be revolving around the respective planets. Okay, so in these inner planets there are no satellites, or you can say few satellites. For example, Earth is having its own satellite. What is a satellite? Which is the moon. Moon is the natural satellite of the Earth. Okay, likewise there are only few satellites or no satellites, but on the other hand they are having more number of satellites, the outer planets. Okay, also there are rings formed. Okay, there are rings formed around these planets. In these inner planets there are no rings formed, and in the outer planets you can see there are more rings formed. This you will see detail while we are going through the individual planets. Okay, so now we will start with the Mercury. So now we will learn about the individual planets. We'll first see about the 4 inner planets. We'll start with Mercury because it is so close to the Sun. Okay. Again, I'm saying when you're studying about the individual planets, there are more facts and points to remember here. This will help you out in SSC exams or your state government exam. They can ask many MCQs from this section. Okay. So note these points. These are very important. So first we'll start with Mercury. As it is very close to Sun, it will be the smallest planet of among these 8. Mercury is the smallest one because since it is so close to Sun, as I told earlier, the gravitational force of this Mercury is overtaken by the solar winds. So obviously the Mercury will be so small. That's the first point. Next one, rotation and revolution. That you should understand. What is this rotation and what is this revolution? Rotation means when a planet rotates. Okay, can you see? Rotation means this, rotates on its own axis. Okay, so this will be the axis and the planet will rotate. This is rotation. So what is revolution? Revolution is this one. Okay, when the planet moves, or what to say, around the sun, that is known as the revolution. So rotation is on its own axis and revolution will be around the sun. That is the two motion of the planets. So rotates. So Mercury takes one full rotation, it takes only 59 days. In 59 days, the Mercury completes its one full rotation. On the other hand, Earth will take only 24 hours for its full rotation. That's why 1 day. Okay. So revolution, for revolution it will take 88 days. What is revolution? Around the sun. In 88 days, Mercury will finish its one revolution. On the other hand, Earth will take roughly 365 days, which means 1 year. Okay, so 1 day and 1 year with respect to Earth. That is the thing about Mercury. Next we are going to Venus. Okay, so Venus is the planet which is very near to the Earth. So if they ask an MCQ, which planet is near to Sun? That is Mercury. Which is the planet very near to Earth? That is Venus. Okay, so very near to Earth and it is brighter and hotter. Venus is the only planet which is more brighter. Okay, that's why it is also known as morning or evening star. Why it is so brighter? Venus is so brighter because of the presence of CO2. Okay, more CO2 is present. More than approximately 98% of CO2 is present in the planet Venus. That's why it is so brighter. Also known as morning or evening star. And about its rotation, one peculiar point is there. I told in Mercury it is rotation. Nah? So in what direction it will rotate? Or the rotation will be always from your west to the east. That is the rotation of every planet. But there is an exception to the planet Venus and also to the planet Uranus. That will be seen in the outer planet. Okay. So both planets Venus and Uranus, they both rotates in a different direction, which is from east to west. All the planets rotates from west to east, but except Venus and Uranus, they both rotates from east to west. So rotation it takes 243 days and revolution it takes 225 days. So one fact you can remember here is every planet will take, for rotation it will take only lesser amount of time when compared to its revolution. But Venus is the only planet, okay, which takes more time for its rotation. You can see 243 days and revolution it takes only small number of days, which is 225 days. That is also one unique feature about the Venus. Okay, next we'll go to our own planet, which is the Earth. Okay, so what about Earth? Earth contains 2/3 of water. You all know. That's why it is called as the blue planet. Okay, next it is the living planet. This is the only planet where humans can live or living conditions are available. Okay, and also about moon. What is this moon? I told every planet will have the satellite. Likewise, Earth is having the natural satellite which is called the moon. Okay, so Earth will rotate on its own axis and also Earth will revolve around the sun. Likewise, this moon, which is a natural satellite of Earth, will also revolve around the Earth. Okay, that is the moment. Next, about rotation, it takes 24 hours and for revolution it takes 365 days. So this is 24 hours is 1 day and 365 days is 1 year. Okay, that is the logic. So next we are going to the last planet of the inner planet, that is the Mars. It is also known as the red planet. Mars is also known as the red planet. Why it is so called as a red planet? Because of the presence of iron oxide. Okay, so in Venus there are more number of CO2 present. That's why it is called as the brightest planet. In Mars it is called as the red planet because of the presence of more number of iron oxide. The color red is present in this planet Mars. Okay, so also there are more number of research going on in Mars. Okay, as we all know, India has sent the brightest mission MOM, which is the Mangalyaan, to Mars, and many experiments are going throughout the world. Why? Because they have identified water in its frozen form in the Mars planet. Okay, water in the frozen form. So they were conducting more research on Mars, whether humans can go there and live. That's one of the unique feature. And there are also 2 natural satellites. With respect to Earth, I told there is only 1 natural satellite. With respect to Mars, there are 2 natural satellites, and among that, the 2 natural satellites are Phobos and Deimos. Okay, that are the 2 natural satellites of Mars. And about rotation, it takes 24 hours and 37 minutes, a slighter longer time than Earth. Revolution, it takes 687 days. While Earth takes 365, Mars takes 687 days. Okay, so these are about the inner planets. Next, we will go to the outer planets, or also known as the Jovian planets, or also known as the gaseous planets. So now we will deal with the 4 Jovian planets, or also known as the gaseous planets. Okay, so first one is the Jupiter. Jupiter is the largest planet among all these 8 planets. This is the largest one because it has more gases in it. What are the gases? Hydrogen and helium. Okay, so it has more gases. There are 79 satellites. I told, when compared to your inner planets, your outer planets or the Jovian planets will have more number of satellites. This is the prime example. Jupiter is having 79 satellites. That is so big. Jupiter is so big. Okay. So out of this 79 satellites, which is the largest satellite of Jupiter, which is the Ganymede. Okay, Ganymede is the largest satellite of this Jupiter. These MCQs are very important. Please note it down. Rotation, it takes 10 hours to rotate on its own axis, and revolution, it takes 12 years to revolve around the sun. Why that much period? Because it is farther from the sun. When it is close to sun, it can rotate, it can revolve very easily. Okay, please don't mix rotation and revolution. Rotation is on its own axis. Revolution is in a particular track known as the orbit. Okay, so revolution, since it is so far from the sun, it is taking 12 years to revolve around the sun. On the other hand, Mercury is so close to sun, it can revolve very easily. That is 88 days. Because you can see the example. Okay, that is about Jupiter. Next, we are going to Saturn. Saturn is the second largest next to Jupiter. And also, there is a visible ring structure in Saturn. So, what is this ring? Actually, every planet will have a ring. But in Saturn, this ring is so visible. What is this ring made up of? It is made up of all the dust particle, the icy particles present in the space, and the rocky things. All are trapped in like a ring structure out of the planet. Okay, in Saturn, it is so much visible. You can see a ring in the Saturn. But other planets, it is not that much visible. That is one unique feature of Saturn. And also, it has 62 satellites. Saturn has totally 62 satellites, and the largest satellite is the Titan. Titan is the largest satellite of Saturn among the 62. Okay. Rotation, it takes 10.7 hours, and revolution, it takes 29 years. Okay. Next, we are moving to Uranus. Uranus is known as the green planet. Why it is called as green planet? Because of the presence of methane gas. The color green is given. On the other hand, I told your Mars is the red planet. Why red planet? Because of the presence of iron oxide. This red is given. Same way, because of methane, a green color is given to this planet. So it is known as the green planet. What is blue planet? Earth. Okay. So Uranus is having 27 satellites around it. And rotation. What about rotation? Can you remember anything? Because I told the previous planet, the inner planet, your Venus. Venus and Uranus are the only planet which are having a unique rotation. All the planets rotates from west to east. Okay, but your Venus and Uranus rotates from east to west. Unique feature. Okay, revolution, it takes 84 years. That is about Uranus. Next, we are going to the last planet, which is the Neptune. Okay, Neptune, you know, it is the farthest, it is the largest, 8th planet. Okay, so it is very far. So there is no solar winds or nothing will affect this planet. So it is very cold. Okay, so which is the coldest planet? You can say without any without any confusion, it is Neptune. Okay, it has 13 satellites around Neptune. So which is the largest of the 13? Which is the Triton. Triton is the largest satellite of Neptune, and rotation, it takes 16 hours. Revolution, it takes 165 years. Since it is so farther from sun, it is taking 165 years to revolve around the sun. The another 9th planet, so called Pluto. Up to 2006, it was the 9th planet, but after 2006, they have taken this name of planet for this Pluto, and they have given the status of dwarf planet. What is dwarf planet? Actually, what is this planet actually? These are, I told, sun is attracting, due to its gravitational force, it is attracting these planets towards itself, and these planets are revolving around a particular orbit. Okay, so planets are nothing but a rocky structure. These rocky structures, when they attain a definite shape, it is known as planet. Also, these planets will have a certain orbit for themselves. this orbit should not be affected by any particles, because there are so much of gravitations in the space. Okay, so this orbit should not be affected. So when there are some conditions for this planet like this, when these conditions are not fulfilled, then the status of planet will be removed. That's what happened with Pluto. These conditions are not Pluto did not meet these conditions, so the status has been removed. Okay, so these are about the planets. Now, 2 extra things we will know. While dealing with the first diagram, I told now Sun is there, 4 planets inner, and I draw a chain. Do you remember? Which is known as the asteroid belt. So what is this asteroids? Asteroids are nothing but rock. They are only rock of irregular shape. These planets are also rock which are in regular shape. These asteroids are irregular shape. Okay, so we will see what is asteroid. Okay, so now we will learn what are these asteroids. Okay, so while explaining the first picture, I told see, inner planets are there. Okay, Sun is here. I'll draw Sun also. Okay, Sun is here. Inner planets, 4 planets are here, and the asteroid belt is here, and the outer planets or the Jovian planets are here, and the Kuiper belt is there, and these are the asteroid belt. Okay, this asteroid belt, I told since this asteroid belt and Kuiper belt contains irregular structures, irregular rocky or metal structures. They are irregular in shape. But on the other hand, these planets are regular or a finite shape. That's the difference. Okay. So these asteroids, since it is close to the Sun, it will be having rocky particles. Okay. On the other hand, this Kuiper belt, since it is farther from the Sun, it will be having icy particles. That is the difference between asteroid belt and Kuiper belt. So in this asteroid, what is present? Asteroids are present. Asteroids are the tiny rocky particles. Okay. These asteroids, okay, when they are present in the belt, they are known as asteroids. Once they escape from the belt, they are known as meteoroid. Okay, once they reach the layers of the atmosphere, we are having an important layer known as the mesosphere. Once these rocky particles reach the mesosphere, they are known as meteor. Okay, once they reach the surface of the earth, they are known as meteoroid. So this is the stages of this asteroid. So that is clear about asteroid. Asteroids are rocky in structure. On the other hand, this Kuiper belt is icy in structure. So what is present in this Kuiper belt? Comets are present. These comets are basically icy particles. Okay, so they will approach from the Kuiper belt. These comets will approach so fast to the Sun. Okay, so when they are when they are moving from the Kuiper belt towards the Sun will have its own solar winds. Okay, towards that. So these comets will face heavy solar winds from the Sun, and due to that, due to high temperature of the Sun, it loses its gases. These comets will have the gases. No, these gases will be losing at every stage. Okay, so these gases will be formed as a tail. A tail will be formed of these gases. Once the gases are expelling, that will be formed as a tail. That is known as a comet's tail. Okay, so that is about your comets and about your asteroids. Okay. Next, we will deal about, this is the basic of your universe, how it has been formed. About the Big Bang theory, I have told about the galaxy, what is star, Sun is a star, and the things revolving around the Sun is known as solar system, and we have dealt with the planets individually. Next, we will go into the furthermore basics known as the latitudes and the longitudes.